Okay, so let the party begin. First thing, we're gonna import our grid into the Illustrator and start making some guides. So first one I'm gonna do here is create the outer grid, and make sure you have a Command Y pushed so you have all the snap to the grids option available. Command U, I'm sorry. And then I'm gonna do a diagonal divider, the first one. And here I'm gonna just choose, since I know already that I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 15 squares, I'm gonna try to replicate the initial sketch into my computer grid. So let's grab this one, divided by 15. So here I have my initial square. And I'm gonna copy it here, and then I'm gonna push Command D so I have everything just in place. Then I'm gonna copy this, rotate it with a 90-degree angle, and snap it to my initial top bottom left corner. So here I have pretty much the same ratios as not pretty much exactly same ratios as I have in my initial sketch. Now I'm gonna count the 3 squares here, 1, 2, 3, and I'm gonna make another line. So I have my first diagonal line. Here I missed the point, so I'm gonna go back and snap it back to the grid point. So at this point we're gonna make a second diagonal line. Okay, so pretty much the preliminary work of gridding is done here. So I have imported my second sketch, and I'm just gonna use this, place it underneath my initial grid. Don't worry if it doesn't perfectly align, because you still get the rough idea what the thicknesses are. So just try as best as you can. So as I can see here, it's a little bit more than 2 grid points. Firstly, I'm gonna start designing the round part of the mark. So this is my center point for the circle. I'm gonna just, for a reference, gonna use this square as a certain center part of the circle that I'm gonna design. I'm gonna take a circle, and get it to the right point. Now I'm gonna grab this space where I have two point unit grid. Gonna make it a little bit bigger, and this will be my my reference point to do the thicknesses for the circle. And what I mean is gonna vertically and horizontally. So here I'm gonna copy paste this circle, make it a bit smaller, and this is gonna make sure it's exactly to the spot. So this is where I'm at now. And let's copy paste this again with a Command C and Command F. Let's just put it here. I have not decided what the distance from this point to this point is yet, but I'm gonna just roughly do it as it is now and see if it works, and then adjust it. Let's move this here again, so we know the distance. Okay, so here I have a little bit of an inconsistency because the sketch was not too perfect. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make this smaller, adjust this line, and try to do this again. I'm gonna try doing it until I get it more or less close to the initial sketch. Okay, here we go. It's pretty close. I'm just gonna copy this in case I will need to get back to initial design. So let me get rid of this initial square and other measuring objects. All right, I'm gonna start cutting, and then we're gonna start putting some color in. At this point, I'm not 100% sure that the thickness of this line is visually similar to the diagonal line, but as soon as we pour some color in, we're gonna know 100% if it's right or not. So let me cut this up real quick, and I'm gonna make those cuts into half circles. I don't need this outer square anymore, so I'm gonna get rid of it so I don't have too much extra things. Neither do I need those unit grids. Okay, so let's cut this real quick. Make sure it's on the anchor points. Okay, so I also need to cut this right when it touches this area. Okay, so I do have outline ready. I'm gonna copy it. And now I'm gonna take a pen tool and just connect these things. Make sure you're right in the intersection, and we'll have to double check it afterwards. So when you're using a pen tool, make sure you hold your shift button so it's straight. And as soon as you find the intersection lit while you touch the diagonal line, that's where you want to release the pen tool. And now we need to connect it. Same here, push the shift button and connect those. So now we have to see if we have any mistakes. So just push Command Y to go to wireframe mode and just see if you missed anything. So here it seems pretty clear. Here also. So far so good. Okay, everything seems clear and correct. We're gonna copy this image again, grab a black color and just pour into it. This one, right here, right here, right here, and right here. So at this point I realized the thickness of the round lines are not in harmony with the thickness of diagonal lines. So I'm gonna go back a few steps and make those lines a little bit thicker so the negatives and positive space is more balanced.